You ever notice how the loudest conversations are rarely about the people holding everything together? We debate older generations and their assets. We question younger ones and their spending habits. But right in the middle, there's a group no one really studies. Not because they're unimportant, because they don't complain. They just adjust. They're in your office. They're in your family. They're the ones who quietly pay their bills on time and still act like something could fall apart tomorrow. Not dramatic, just prepared. Picture a normal American household. 2 incomes, a mortgage that fits, barely, a fridge full of groceries bought on discount, a decent car in the driveway, not new, but reliable. Nothing looks wrong. But underneath that calm surface, there's constant calculation. How long would we last if income stopped? What if this job disappears? Is this purchase a mistake? This isn't overthinking, it's conditioning. Because for them, stability wasn't something they trusted for long. They grew up watching a version of life that looked predictable. Work hard, stay loyal, things improve over time. Then, as adults, they watched that system crack. Jobs vanished without warning. Savings lost value overnight. Plans that were supposed to take decades unraveled in months. That kind of experience doesn't just change finances. It rewires behavior, so now they live in a strange balance. They save consistently, but never feel safe. They earn more, but trust it less. They don't expect things to go smoothly. And because of that, they prepare for disruption like it's inevitable. Psychologically, this creates a quiet loop. Expect problems, prepare early, avoid collapse, repeat. It's not optimism. It's controlled caution. Look at how they work. They don't rely on one paycheck, even if it's stable. They build backups. A second skill, a small side income, a fallback plan no one talks about. Not because they're chasing freedom, because they've seen how fast security disappears. To them, one income doesn't feel complete. It feels exposed. And then there's how they spend. This is where it gets confusing. They'll cut costs in everyday life, but spend without hesitation on things that feel meaningful, not random, intentional. Because they separate survival from living, daily spending is controlled. Emotional spending is justified. It's not inconsistency, it's prioritization shaped by experience. Even loyalty works differently for them. They don't trust large systems easily. Too many have failed them before. But individuals, small businesses, familiar products, those earn long-term trust. Because trust, for them, isn't about branding. It's about reliability over time. What's happening here isn't obvious. From the outside, it just looks like caution. Or even contradiction. But underneath, it's something deeper. A generation that stopped believing in guaranteed outcomes and started building lives designed to absorb impact. And maybe that's the part people miss. They're not confused about money. They're realistic about risk. They don't assume things will work out. They assume things might not, and plan anyway. So while others argue about wealth, trends, and lifestyle choices, they're doing something quieter. They're making sure, if everything shifts again, they won't be the ones caught off guard. Make space for the best moments of their lives. They'll hesitate before buying something small, then spend freely on something that doesn't last. At least, not physically. Step inside a typical American home. Closets are practical. Cars are chosen carefully. Nothing feels excessive. But scroll through their photos, and you'll see something different. Trips, concerts, moments that look alive. It doesn't match the rest of their behavior. And that contrast isn't random. It's learned. Because over time, they noticed a pattern. Things don't stay. Markets shift. Values drop. Assets that once felt secure lose their meaning. What looks solid today can weaken overnight. And once you see that happen more than once, you stop believing that ownership equals safety. So the mind adapts. Instead of asking, "What can I keep?" it starts asking, "What can't be taken away?" That's where the shift happens. Experiences begin to feel safer than possessions, Not because they last longer in reality, but because they last differently in memory. This creates a quiet rule in their behavior: protect your future, but don't postpone your life. So they build savings, they keep emergency buffers, they stay alert, but at the same time, they invest in moments that feel real. A trip with family, a night that breaks routine, a memory that stays untouched by external forces. And here's the deeper psychology most people miss. It's not about spending, it's about control. Material things depend on systems, markets, institutions, stability. Experiences don't. Once they happen, they're yours. No fluctuation, no loss in value, no external interference. That creates a powerful sense of ownership, even in an uncertain world. Now look at how they handle decisions. They don't easily hand control to others. Not fully. They'll read, compare, double-check. Even when they ask for advice, they verify it themselves. From the outside, it can look like distrust, but internally, it feels like responsibility. Because relying blindly once is often enough to change how you operate forever. The same pattern shows up in how they handle debt. They don't avoid it completely, they structure it. If it's predictable, if it has a clear path, if it can be managed step by step, they'll accept it. But anything open-ended, anything that grows quietly in the background, that feels dangerous, not because of the numbers, because of the uncertainty. And then there's something subtle, but revealing. They don't rely on a single system. Digital tools? Yes, but backed by something physical. Records saved twice. Information stored in more than one place. It might seem excessive until you understand the mindset behind it. When you've seen systems fail, you stop assuming they always will work. So you build layers, not out of fear, but out of experience. What looks like contradiction is actually precision. They're not confused about money. They've just stopped expecting stability to be guaranteed. So they design their lives differently. They prepare quietly. They verify constantly. They enjoy carefully. And maybe that's the real insight. They didn't reject the system. They just stopped trusting it completely. So now, they participate. But with awareness. Because once you understand that rules can change, you don't stop playing the game. You just stop believing it will always play fair. And that changes everything.